Hello, it's almost 8:30, so I'm going to pop on and I'll give everybody a minute to come join me that can. If you don't join me live, that's fine. You can always watch the replay. I always make sure that the videos are in the party link for as long as they need to be. And then, of course, if you follow me at all on Ozarks Crafters business page, then I often pop in there live or put videos or whatever. So you can see it another time as well. It's been a long day. It was a good day. Beautiful sunshine. I worked today, and I don't normally work weekends, but I'm going to work this weekend just to kind of pop in and see how my weekend staff are doing. After this live, I'll be headed to bed. So I know many of you that are on here are in healthcare, and you know what that means. You know that we get up early and we go to bed fairly early. I was there for the longest time. I would go to bed around midnight or so because I like to craft in the night when the kids go to bed, but I've kind of changed that up a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started here in just a minute. No one's on yet, so I'll wait a minute. Just kind of get my stuff gathered up here that I want to show you all. I asked earlier if you know who all had fun plans for this weekend. Some of you answered. Looks like some fun date nights, and then some working on the house projects, well, husband rather, and things like that. I'm going to go ahead and start showing you some things, and as you pop on, you can ask me your questions, and I'll wait and do the demonstration to see if anybody else pops on, and then if nobody does, I'll just go ahead and do the demonstration. Then you can ask your questions later as you watch the video later. All right, so I'm going to just show you a few things. One of the things that I get asked all the time about Magnolia is, you know, what all can you use for your stencils, your projects and things. The answer is you can pretty much put you can pretty much chalk and ink any surface you want to. And so so Magnolia has a lot of surfaces in the website. A lot of nice surfaces. I love those. I'll show you one here in a minute that I absolutely love, and I'm going to get some more of. I got a couple things out here. But I like to go to the Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby and places like that and find things like, you know, like these little ornaments, these little plastic ornaments. I chalked on that. It's a little reindeer head. And this one is a snowflake. It's not as perfect as I would have liked. It was one of my first ones I did, so I still have it, and it's not very full. But those are just some fun things. I sell those when I make them a little fuller, and I put cute little, you know, Christmas trees, or the snowflakes are my favorite for those, and I usually sell them for like $5 around Christmas time. Okay, and then I bought this piece of wood, this wood hanger, at Dollar General, and I used it to put this fun stencil on. It's one of my favorites, especially in healthcare. I thought maybe you guys would love to see that. When I was working at the villa, I had this in my bathroom there, and I'm going to probably be taking it with me this weekend to put it in my new bathroom at the new facility that I work in. And one of the things I like to stencil on the most is canvas, and I like doing the reverse canvas. And what that means is this is what a canvas normally looks like. You know, it has the back like this, and then they're white. Usually most of them are white. You can see that I've painted it black, and then I stenciled on it. But I like doing reverse canvas, where you take this all completely off, and then you have a blank, you have a plain colored, wood colored, you can kind of see it, just a plain wood colored frame. And I like to stain it or paint it or whatever, and then stencil on it, and then it looks just like a regular frame. So it's a little cheaper version. It's kind of a way to save some money, especially if you're trying to make some money on your projects, or you just want to gift it a little bit, but you don't have a whole lot to spend. That's just kind of a fun, cheap way to make a really cool frame. There, for the longest time, I did not know canvases had these inside frames like that. So I really love that. So you basically just take it off, you stain it or paint it, and then you reattach your canvas to it, and then you can do your project on the inside. It's a lot of fun. So there's 2 projects I have done. And then I love this one. I love the roosters and stuff. I'm not a farm girl, and I don't live on a farm, but I love a lot of the farm decor that you see out there, and Magnolia has a lot of that farm decor stencils, and this is a rooster. He's super cute. I've made this particular stencil just like this in different colors and things for a lady, and I've sold a few others. I did a variety of colors, but I really liked this one. I'm going to put this in my booth. And then I painted this one the other night for a live, and what I did was I painted the frame red, and then I did Love is in the Air, and this is the stencil I'm going to do tonight for our live. I prepped a frame. I stained it this time, and then I'm going to use the fuchsia color for the stenciling itself. All right, I don't see anybody else popping on. Oh, maybe one person. All right, so the stencils all come in a little pack, and they're all green like this. They have many different sizes of stencils, and they have some of them are smaller, and so they'll come together in a pack, and then you can cut them. Like this is the Welcome Porch Sitter pack, and so it'll come together, and then you can cut them out. And then that way you can use them separately. But the one I'm going to do tonight is the Love is in the Air one. That's the cool thing about these stencils is they are reusable. You can get anywhere from 8 to 10 usages out of them. Say that 10 times fast. And so I've used this once before already. I showed you a minute ago. And I'm going to use it again tonight. So all the stencils come on this nice little back. And you can take it off. And after you've cleaned it, and it dries, then you can just put it right back on the backing. When I get them, I always write back on the back because it's a little bit shinier on this side, a little bit silk, not silky, clear finish, I don't know. But anyway, this side sticks a little bit more than this side, so it's always good to just write back or put an extra something on the back. So they are sticky, so you should fuzz them. And fuzzing is a technique that helps you, helps the stencils not be quite so sticky when they are on the surface. I'm going to go ahead and put my camera down so you can watch what I'm doing. And I'll just keep talking. So you just put the stencil on your fuzzing cloth. You can either use a fuzzing cloth from Magnolia or you can just use a towel. It doesn't matter. And then you just pull it up. Since this has been used once already, it's not as sticky as it first was. So I'm just going to fuzz it one time. There's no real set amount of times to fuzz it. Just as long as it's not too sticky. So I'm going to center it right about like that. I think that'll be good. No, I can't do. Okay. So all of the pastes come in little jars like this. This is fuchsia. So a really nice pink color. There's a lot of different colors. There's pansy purple. I love that one. Baby pink. They have many, many different colors. I have a green one. A daffodil. That makes fun projects. Here's a sugar plum. I thought that was pretty too, but I want to go with the fuchsia because it's a little bit darker and I think it'll stand out better. But there's a sugar plum. I was debating to use sugar plum, but I'm going to go with the fuchsia. So, and there's inks too. So the chalks, well, let me start with the inks. The inks are more for permanent ink. So they are more for material, like your t-shirts and ceramic mugs and glass. And then the chalk is for pretty much everything else. Oh, I was going to show you this real quick. This is one of the surfaces that Magnolia has on their website. Super cute little house. I did this one a couple nights ago. cute little stencil. It's a Proverbs quad. So there's 4 different squares that have a Proverbs saying on them. I think it's absolutely adorable. So you can see I've done 2 of them so far, and I have them pictured on my Facebook business page. So all of your stencils should come. This one was starting to get a little dried out, and so the cool thing about Magnolia's chalk is that you can spray it with some distilled water and stir it up each week, and it brings them back to life so you don't have to throw them out. So if you do get a lot of these, then that is something you want to remember to do, is stir up your paste. A little pro tip there. So you want it to be kind of the consistency of pudding or mashed potatoes or yogurt or something like that. This is still a little thick, but it will work. And then this weekend I'm going to fix all of my pastes up really good. All right, so basically you just put it on just a little bit all around. And then you just glide it. You don't want to apply too much pressure, but you just want to glide it all over where you see the white. That is the stencil part. You can get it on the green, it's no big deal. Now I will tell you, for those that are thinking about buying and you get your product and you do a color like this pink or the red or the black, sometimes it can stain your stencil. But as long as you get it really good and clean and get all these white areas really good and clean, then it does not hurt the integrity of the stencil. It'll still work. So it's not hurt in any way. So when I first did that and it was stained, it wouldn't come off, it freaked me out. So I make sure I tell everybody it's okay. And like I say, they don't last forever. I've had some stencils that have lasted more than 10 times, and I've had other stencils that I only got a couple of usages out of. So that was a little disappointing, but I guess it happens. But the cool thing is if you write to Magnolia or email them or whatever, message them, they will replace it. I did not know that at that time when I threw mine away and didn't say anything. But if you just got like 1 usage out of it or something, and you emailed them and told them, they would take care of you. That's the really cool thing about this company. All right, so then you just pull it up. You don't want to leave it on there like this for a very long period of time because it will dry your stencil. It'll dry on your stencil and it won't work. You'll want to get it up as quickly as possible. And voila, it is done. So I usually have a little pan of water sitting off to the side over here because my water source where I clean my stencils is upstairs. So I just put it in this little pan of water until I can go up, because when I do a live, I don't want to just run right upstairs. So I'll sit it in that little pan of water. And there is our lovely sign, and that's how fast and easy it is to make. So no one else is on yet. I've seen people come and go, and that's okay. Just be sure and watch it later. That way, if you have any questions that I might have answered during the demonstration, then you'll have your answer. But if you don't watch it and you have a question, just shoot me a message or ask me in the comments or whatever. It's perfectly fine. So I'll let that sit for just a minute. The cool thing about these is they dry fairly quickly. So let me tell you some things about it that I get asked a lot. One of the things I get asked a lot, like chalk, when you chalk something like a board, not necessarily a canvas. I don't think it would come off of a canvas because canvas is porous and it kind of seeps into the material. But chalk is not permanent. So unless you seal it, then it's going to come off. So like I could probably spray some water on this even though I've had this on here for quite some time, and it will come off. Or especially like on chalkboards and things like that, it will come off if you don't seal it. You can seal it if you want to seal it and not want it to be permanent, then you seal it with like a 2X Krylon clear or Mod Podge or something along those lines. Now canvas, I never seal them. I've never had them come off, but I think that if you got it too wet, which I don't know why you would get a canvas wet, but if you did, it would like smear it or something probably. Wood projects like the porch setter signs, I would seal them, especially if you're going to put them outside. However, with that said, the one that I made that's on my front porch now, I haven't sealed it because I was just messing with it to see how long it would last. And it has been out there since 4th of July, before 4th of July, a week before, and there's nothing wrong with it yet. It is not in the elements, but it is on the porch. So t-shirts and things with your ink, t-shirts, it's permanent. Once you put an ink on a t-shirt, it is there. You do want to heat set it, but you can do that by once it's dry, then you can just use your easy press or an iron or something and go over it for like 30 seconds. There's a graphic that I could post if anybody wants to know about that, to tell you the directions on that. And so then when you do like coffee cups and wine glasses, then to heat set those, you would put them in a cold oven, heat your oven up to, I think it's 250 or 350 degrees. Again, I'll come up with the graphic if needed. And then you let it heat set for like 20 minutes, and then you turn your oven off and let it cool completely down, and then bring out your ceramic mug or your wine glasses, and it is permanently set on them as well. So those that. What are some other things I get asked? So this should be pretty good and dry now. See my hand? It's perfectly clean, nothing on it. Okay, nice and clean. So that's pretty cool. Oh, it did smear it a little bit. Okay, so I have been in Magnolia for, it's a little over a year now, since September of 2019. I love everything about it. It is what they consider an MLM. However, with that said, I don't have to make a team or anything to make money. I do have a team under me, because the more people you have under you, of course, the more money you make, but it's not a requirement. And you still will make money. So people ask me, how do you make money? Well, you make money by either selling the stencil and the products and the inks and the chalks and things, or by the projects that you make. Like I have a booth at the barn here in Ozark. I had one at Apple Tree Mall for a while, but I pulled out of that. But like I will sell this for like 10 or 15 bucks at my booth. You can put it on Facebook marketplaces, vendor events, which we haven't been able to do all year because of COVID. So I have been hosting a lot of online parties to try to offset that, because that is something that gets, the vendor events, people like myself and others, like Pampered Chef or Paparazzi or any of those people, we just aren't able to have these vendor events, which has really been kind of hurtful. So we've all resorted to these online things. So that's how I make my side money. Magnolia Design Company is a really good company that gives really good incentives, and they have really good commissions and things like that. So tomorrow night is really the night that I'll go over a lot of that kind of stuff. I just kind of want to touch base. Another thing I get asked about a lot is, well, I have a Cricut, or I could do the same type of things on a Cricut. You sure can. But I have a Cricut and I love it and I use it all the time. But the thing of it is, the difference is, this is quicker, for one. I don't have to get down here and turn on my computer and set all my fonts and get it just right and then print it out and then get it on there. It just, you saw how fast it was. I just put my stencil down on my surface, chalked over it, pulled it up, and I'm done. Another thing is, these already have really cool fonts on them, perfect sayings on them. They have all kinds of cute sayings, like, for instance, the Proverbs quads and things like that. That's just super cute. It fits on this cute little house just fine, or I could put it on whatever I wanted. So that's the difference. I like it. I like both of them, but Magnolia stencils are super cute, super easy, and a lot of people don't have a Cricut. And it's obviously cheaper. So like even with the Cricut, if you have your machine, you still have to buy the vinyl and the iron-ons and all that. So that's the difference. Trying to think of all the questions that I get asked. That's pretty much all I can think about right now. I'm sure I get asked other questions a lot, but I just can't think of them right now. So if you think of any questions and you want to know anything else, just hit me up, like I say, in the comments below this video or any other of the comments that I put out there. Since it is almost 9 o'clock, I probably won't post a whole lot more tonight. I might just put something on there like, you know, don't forget to come back tomorrow night. And I just appreciate you guys checking out this party and checking out about Magnolia. And I hope you like what you see so far. And I will see you all later. Have a great night. Thank you so much.